Welcome to the stream. I wasn't able to finish this in the morning because I was very tired. Not to say that I'm not tired anymore, but I'm still tired, but I'm just going to figure out how to do this once and for all. Let's just figure out. I'm just going to finish doing this once and for all. That's the point here. Okay. So before we get to the women's section, let's go back to where we were. I'll start again with round 2. Give me a second. So I'll start again with round 2 of the male section, and then I will go to the women's section, and that'll be about it. Okay, so we go to my studies and then GCA nationals. Okay, so round 2 was Principal versus Benadan Huere, and we had e4 c5, the Sicilian, knight to f3, okay, so I was saying that usually I play the Alapin here, but we have, I think, the open Sicilian here. And usually when you see something like e6, it's usually that your opponent is going to bring the bishop out, or he's just preparing to play d4, d5. So any of that, it's actually quite fine. So we have bishop here challenging. Usually it's not that good of an idea because your opponent can try and create something like this. But I think here it's actually fine. There's no problem with doing something like this. So yeah. Bishop to b4, very nice, taking away a defender of the square and renewing the threat of playing d5. So we have castles, but it doesn't really stop this because I can still take, and after you take, then I push d5, and I think if takes okay, still not so good, so he has to play knight here. Yeah, so he follows through and plays knight. Yeah, actually knight here is better, I agree, because if you play this was the problem. So that was actually better. Let me reduce the volume a bit. And now he decides to play here. This is more of like a positional idea, but it doesn't really do anything because your opponent can castle. It doesn't really stop your opponent from castling. That's one of the things you should take note of. It doesn't really stop your opponent from castling, and I mean, what are you getting? I think this is the best I can think about, but it doesn't really go that far into helping you win a chess game. So yeah, queen to d6, I don't really get the move. Maybe it's theory, I don't know, but I don't really get that move. Castles and then rook. Okay, so I get his point now. Putting pressure on this backward pawn, making it difficult for his opponent to develop this bishop. Okay, that makes sense. So how do you continue to put pressure? Maybe bishop here. Hey, Eduboku. I think that's Eduboku. What's up? I can see you enjoying yourself in the GCA Nationals. I can't wait for a video to come out on your game versus Hasford when you won. That is going to be, I think that was your greatest achievement. I think in one of the videos you said you've never beaten him before, or whenever you get a good position he manages to draw, something like that. So yeah, can't wait to see your video on it. Okay, that's actually very interesting. He releases the queen. I think he's trying to change defenders, if I'm right. Shimmy the queen out, bring the defender in, change the defender so that he can now try and get his position more active, because black is not doing anything in this position. Okay, bishop comes in defending, knight jumps out of the way, bishop comes back, knight jumps in. That was the first win against him. Don't worry, soon it will also be my first win against him. Why not trade? Okay, he jumps forward with his knight, and his opponent starts creating some threats here. Of course, they'll not turn into anything, but the point is, if black wants to really create an attack against his opponent, he can't really do anything. His position is very locked up. I mean, it's only a bishop, but it's not so easy. So I maybe he should try and force a trade of queens to help alleviate the tension in his position. But that's up to him. Would you want to really sacrifice such a bad position just to trade off queens? He goes this way. Okay, so yeah, forcing the trade of queens. Either I trade off queens or you get an attack. And he gets what he wants. And now the bishop can actually activate itself. Nice. So I like black's idea. I was thinking more of the aggressive idea here, but he thought of a way to trade off queens. So one thing White could have done is to push the pawn. Actually, it doesn't work. He can't do that. Maybe it's to play bishop here. And, I mean, it's not easy to defend it actually. This. Maybe this would have done something. Who knows? Actually, still wouldn't have done much. Maybe. Who knows? So pawn push here. We have sort of like a Maroxy bind. And then the trade of the pieces. And if you look at the position here, White has the bishop pair. Again, the position is opening up, so these guys are going to get very strong. As compared to Black, whose position is still bad. So he has to find a way to free this bishop. I think simply b6, b7, bishop b7 is a good idea. Unless, of course, I'm missing something. Okay. So now this guy is hanging. Of course, just pushing it is fine, but if you do that, then you come into this. This knight is going to be a bother. So knight back, and yeah, and oh wow, that's actually interesting. I was actually thinking that the offensive power in his position is gone, but White is really pushing it here. Prince Akbar is really pushing it against Bernard here, and Bernard has been. Granted, Bernard has been position has been very bad, especially from this move. I actually underestimated this move. I said it didn't work, but it seems to be very strong. The engine doesn't even see it. It seems to be very strong. Either that or he didn't play the... Yeah, because... It's actually very interesting how this position turned out this way. So we had this aggressive idea. I'm surprised he didn't take immediately. Okay, taking immediately allows the opponent to alleviate the position again. So never allow your opponent to get free. If you've locked your opponent's position, don't allow him to get free. This position just makes it free for Black. So he keeps it locked. Let me turn off the engine. Knight jumps back, bishop comes in, threatening the rook. Bishop goes back. And I think now you go for d5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not enough. Bishop takes, knight jumps in, bishop takes, knight takes, knight takes. And then we have a4. a5, b5, b5. Rook comes in, rook comes up. I mean, this is going to be a possibility. Oh, pawn push. That's interesting. Ouch. Yeah, so he shouldn't have done that. He got to... I think I don't know what he was worried about, that he wanted to defend here with the rook. Because I think if takes here, it's actually fine. But he seems to have... I don't know. Very strange decision here by Black. And now he's just down a full piece. Okay, you win the... Okay. But still, you're still down a full piece. Yeah, this is not winnable. Maybe if he keeps trying, he can win. Because this is at least like 5 pawns versus 2. 5 pawns versus 2. Maybe he has a chance. Wait, no, it's a 9 versus 3 pieces. Yeah, this is completely lost. Okay, let's see. Lana versus David Ameku, Philip Ameku. Oh, d4 c5. No, it's actually figured out that the best move is to just push forward. And if your opponent, for example, plays something like knight here, then you play this. D6, you meet it with this, and this was considered okay for white. C3 is not that much preferred. Unless of course you're a landing player. Of course, that's not what landing players would play. So I think we have a Tory, right? It's like they say there's Benin structure, but we are looking at sort of like a Tory here, or Trampowski. I can't really remember the name. Okay, I don't know the theory here, but I just see a Scandinavian for white. If I were the one playing, I would have actually just played knight takes, but maybe there's some theory to it I don't understand, so I won't nitpick that line. Oh, okay. Another very positional idea in this game. Okay. Rook to b2. Queen to c7. Targeting the pawn. Knight takes bishop. That's a really questionable move. This knight is very good on this square. I was thinking about something like this. If takes, you are still fine. But trading off this knight for this bad bishop, it's not that idea I think you should be going for. And he finally plays it, so that means he's fully aware of this idea. I'm trying to skip to the important points. That seems like important points in the game. Okay, finally done. Takes. Rook takes. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I get his point. And now, white has a better pawn structure in its upper pawn as compared to black. This doesn't work on the queen. She just moves to like h6. Moving the knight into a pin, not a move you want to do. Okay, so basically one way that white wins is to trade up the queens if he can, and then try to promote one of his pawns, but it's going to be very difficult. Knight versus bishop. It's going to be very difficult with the knight versus the bishop here, so yeah. Okay, now let's see how he does the end game. Let's see how he plays the end game. Takes, bishop takes, check. Takes here, offering a trade of queens. Knight blocks here, threatening to win the pawns. Okay, that was interesting. I think he's going to play queen to c1 check. No, because I mean losing that bishop was very deadly. I get his point. If I reduce my opponent's number of pawns, he can't pose me a threat. But I was even thinking he was going to play this. Oh, actually it doesn't work. I was thinking he was going to come here. So yeah, that's fine. White is completely winning here, but he has to be careful because these two pawns are passes. It always gets annoying with queen endgames because the opponent is just going to keep trying to check you 10 trillion times. Wait, is it that I blunder? Or am I missing something? I'm actually confused because I thought it was white who was playing for the win. Then all of a sudden, black is winning. Did he miss this or am I just hallucinating? Yeah, black was completely winning. As at this point, white was completely winning, but then black was completely winning here. All he had to do was take the queen. That is actually crazy. All he had to do was take the queen. All he had to do was take the queen and he was fine. Wow, this is going to be painful when Lionel finds out about it. That he missed a simple move. Okay, and now yeah, just losing. But he actually found a way out. That's actually interesting. Okay, actually no. Wow, so that's an interesting game. From this point on, it's a very clear win. Not much to talk about concerning this position. From Mevo Clinton Cephas versus Mensa Jamina. I think the first one was Lionel and I kept saying Jamina. Clinton plays C4 the English. I think I've heard him talk about the English before, but I didn't know he actually played it. Okay. I have my own weapon against the English. E5, G3, classical moves, F5. Wow. Jamina, F5. So early on in the game against the English. It might work out for him. It might. Knight to C3. Knight to F6. Again, this is a blind analysis, so I'm now looking at the games for the first time. So I'm just giving my direct opinions. Again, I'm tired, so I'm missing some things and I'm trying to skip a lot, but we'll try and get this out and done by today, with the women's section as well. And then let's see. Okay, bishop C5. Oh, okay. Okay. Very interesting line here. Okay, give me a second. Let me just switch my title a bit. Give me a second. I should have made coffee rather than drink juice. Give me a second. I'll be done in no time. You don't have to worry too much. But again, thank you guys for being around. I really appreciate it. I know it's very late at night, 11 p.m. Some of you have games tomorrow, some of you have work tomorrow. But just you guys spending time with me is always appreciated, and I don't take it for granted. Oh, come on, YouTube. I actually don't know what's going on. I'm trying to change the stream title, but my PC just keeps taking too long and I keep dozing off. But I'll finish what I have to finish. Okay. Okay, so we have everything done now, and now let's focus on the games. Why's my engine on? So yeah, we have a very good okay position here. This diagonal might become a very big problem for black in the future. Well, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. Takes pawn push. It's a fork, and after bishop takes or knight takes, then we have a winning of the position, a piece of a pawn, and the material is even again. Okay, takes, queen comes in. Another example of a fast queen attack. These are not always good to go for. Sincerely speaking, these are not always good to go for. But granted, black has a very nice way of continuing the attack. Bishop takes. But ideally, always going full force attack is not always a good idea. G5, G4. Maybe Clinton in this round is trying to okay, Clinton is black here, but maybe Clinton is trying to work out the kinks of having such a position. Let's go. Okay, my next question is why not take with the pawn? But it's fine. His father doesn't know anything about chess. Okay, and this is the easy winning move that we had here. We have two pieces, a knight and a bishop, versus 4 rooks and 5 pawns. 4 pawns and 5 pawns. The cavalry here is that Mansa is the cavalry. So yeah, that's a Mensa. What was I saying? I feel like I've dozed off whilst I was talking. Anyway, on to the next stuff. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just dozed off whilst I was talking, and I said something I don't even know what I said about. Can anyone tell me what I was talking about? I just came back to myself and realized I was talking. I didn't even know what I was talking about. Okay, so here we have a knight and a bishop. Streaming. Oh, it's nice. We have a knight and a bishop versus the rook here, and actually it's more favored for the knight and the bishop if they can't coordinate themselves. I don't know exactly how he will do this because these pawns do look scary. So favor here is to white. I would say favor here is to white. But how does he do this? The question is, how does he do this? Knight coming in. I was thinking he'd play this a long time ago, but he still hasn't seemed to get to it. Okay, so what do we do? The game ends here. That's interesting. I thought maybe we'll get something like knight here, or pawn push, like pawn push, maybe bishop here, then knight jumps in, and then we are gaining space in the position. I was thinking that was what was going to happen. Am I right? Okay, so the engine agrees that it's a draw's position, but it says here that black has more to play for. Interesting. I'll have to go and check the board again because I don't even know what I was saying. I was saying something and I don't even know what I was saying. Like, I was talking automatically. I don't even know what I was saying. But if any of you heard what I said, please let me know. Don't let me hang without knowing what exactly I was talking about. Oh goodness. Okay, so the next game here. The next game here is between Hasford and Akwanda. Hasford, the former world champion, and Akwanda, the current national champion. I should not be streaming when I'm sleepy. Okay, so we have d4, knight f6, knight f3, e6, c4, b6, knight c3, bishop to b7, knight to f4, queen's Indian defense, then the knight jumps in. Okay, I think that's too fast. Most often, like the engine is suggesting, I don't understand. My engine is not supposed to be on. This is actually the usual idea you want to go for, to put pressure on the knight so that this move becomes stronger. But to go for it immediately, I don't really know. Again, these are two of Ghana's strongest players. So maybe I don't understand the intricacies of the position, but ideally I think you'd want to play bishop to b4. But yeah, then whatever. So knight to e4, e3, f5, bishop to d3, knight takes, pawn takes. Okay, this is not so bad. These open files they can be used to make your position a little bit okay. You can start a queenside attack with a move like rook here and focusing on the queen side. So castle focusing on the queen side is not a bad idea. Something that white can do in this position. Okay, here it takes, and yeah, that's a free pawn, but he has to be very careful. Aquana just sacrificed the pawn to gain some activity, but Aquana should also be very careful because this pawn is very loose. It's very easy to sack it away. Pushing this and pushing this is just going to be a problem. Okay, and after taking takes here, and then yeah, he tries to keep the piece he won. He tries to keep the piece he won, and that's what he does here. So this move is actually very interesting. I don't know if it was a loss in a drift in calculation on Akwanda's part, but then I don't know what really was expecting here. Maybe in the continuation there's a line I'm not seeing. Okay, takes, and then you haven't accomplished anything. Yeah, you haven't accomplished anything. This is just completely winning for white. Yeah, you haven't. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, that's it for round 2. So we are going to go to the ladies section. The ladies section shouldn't take that long, and I'll go to sleep. I really have to watch the stream again to see what I was saying when my mind was off. That would be very interesting. Okay, so now we are in the females section. Felix Toby is defending her title. Let's see how it goes. d4 e6. Wow. Okay. Knight f3 d5, bishop to f4 c6, c3 b5. That's a strange move. a3, knight f6, and then e3, bishop to e7, h3, castles kingside, knight b to d2, a6, bishop to a6, knight to e4. Yeah, Toby does play the London or London type positions. Yeah, I've actually considered this, and I think the best move, yeah, is actually to take the knight, bishop takes, and then you are up a pawn. It was a revenge against what was I saying? Damn, I'm saying things I don't expect to say. Okay, so knight comes in, takes, pawn push, queen comes in, preparing an attack. Actually, in this position, you can train into an endgame, but of course, you have to make sure you are completely winning, or you are very competent in your endgame to switch from here. Pawn push, h4, h6, h takes g6, h takes g6, castle kingside. I like that. Sometimes when two rooks are facing off against each other, the one that decides to trade off loses control of the file. So usually you wouldn't want to do that. Okay, he decides to trade now. Oh, he misses it. She misses it. I thought I'm still on the male section, but this is the female section. She misses it. Yeah, that was not a free rook, and her opponent missed it, and this is just a clear win from now on. Yeah, that is tragic. Next game is between Benson Maud and Hadassah Messi. d4, d5, c4. Benson didn't play the London system. That's actually very sad. Takes, and then e4. I like this. Knight to c3, knight to b5, e6, knight to f3, bishop to b4, queen to c2. All these moves are standard. Just watching over the two central pawns. Maybe bishop takes c5 is an order out of point. So we have bishop takes, pawn takes, and then castles king side. Excellent. Bishop. Okay, I don't know. This move seems to help white, cause I mean he would eventually want to get his knight there. I get that you feel like you are still putting him under a pin or some pressure, but I think that is something that white wants. So maybe black shouldn't have played this move. Rook to e1, bishop takes, and then queen takes. Pawn takes should have also been fine, but this is also good as well. And now the question is, how do you expatiate on your strength? So maybe one thing you can do is to play bishop here, bring this other rook in, and then we'll go for a c5, the d5 break, and maybe that will help in this position some way somehow. He goes for the fork, but takes, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop goes to b4. Rook fd8, rook d2, rook ac8, rook e4, knight e4, sorry. And this maneuvering on the knight might lead into some trouble for white. Pawn push d5, knight to c5, knight to c4, a4, f6. Rook takes e6, very good. Your opponent isn't taking note of the fact that they are losing their pawn. So takes, you offer a shade of rooks. I think you should accept. Takes, yeah, that's a mistake. And now you're just down 2 pieces. This is just completely bad for Hadassah. So Benson Mod takes this game. Christina, I hear Christina has been training. I'm not so sure, but we'll see so in this game. D4, D5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop C4. We have a London system here. Knight C3, okay, a Jubava London system here. Okay. Takes, yeah, you should never allow your opponent to play E5. Already, white is in a bad position because E5 was allowed. You should just try and stop E5 as much as possible. So one of the ways to stop E5 is to play knight here. Okay, so oh, did I just go to the next game? I'm really feeling sleepy. That's why I'm making mistakes like these. Okay. Knight h4. Bishop to f5. G6, bishop takes d7, knight takes d7, h3. These are all standard moves. These are all normal moves you can play in the position. Just prevent the knight from coming in. Prevent the knight from coming in there as well. And now we have knight take. That's a strange move because, whoa, why? If knight takes, then what happens? If knight takes, then what happens? I don't see the point. Why is it recommending pawn push? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this should. Okay, well that's fine. You know what? I really wish I could finish this, but I don't like how bad and low quality the analysis is. I'm really feeling sleepy. I'll have to go and take a break. I really wanted to finish this no matter what, no matter how sleepy I was. But I also want to give you guys the best in my analysis ability, and I'm basically just sleeping a lot and dozing a lot and saying a lot of nonsense actually. You know, as I'm sitting down here and I'm thinking about either a movie or a story someone told me, and I'm just rattling it out, and I don't even know if you guys hear it. But yeah, I will not stream the rest of the games on YouTube. I'm going back to Twitch. But thank you guys who were able to make it to be here. I really appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace.